welcome back to another in-depth weather video. Today we are talking about Tropical Depression 2E, which will most likely become Tropical Storm or even Hurricane Blanca. So if you like this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell. Now let's get right on into it. So here is the details for Tropical Depression 2E. Right now, there's maximum sustained winds of 35 miles an hour, minimum central pressure of 1,006 millibars, and is moving west-northwest at 12 miles per hour. Now, let's move on down here. We're going to do the arrival time of winds with 5-day wind speed probabilities. And you can see that we are in the 70 to 90% chance of tropical storm force winds. That's what I'm saying. This is definitely going to be a tropical storm, but we could see hurricane force winds. And we're going to get more into that when we go to our current storm information. Now, in terms of our warnings and cone, right now there are no warnings. This is a fish storm, but our cone goes out the full 5 days with tropical storm all the way. So let's move on here to our current storm information, where we're going to start off with our global hurricane models, where we have a pretty set track here. Straight west-northwest. Some models do have it taking a turn to the north, very slight though. So for a 5-day track, this is actually very specific. Everything's kind of coordinating with each other, which is a good thing. GEFS does show a turn to the northeast at the very tail end of this track, but again, generally west-northwestward. We also have the GEPS, which is shorter, but it does show that west-northwest track. In terms of intensity guidance, this is where things get a little dicey. So right now, everything except for 1 or 2 models has this becoming a tropical storm. Now, the big detail here is that if it's going to form into a tropical storm, what is the intensity that we're going to see? In the next 24 to 48 hours, we could definitely see this rapidly intensify into a Category 1 hurricane. So, will we see it get to that point? Right now, there is a cluster of models right in here at strong tropical storm. So, if we follow the cluster here, we kind of have 2. One with strong tropical storm, much shorter lived up there, and then it starts to come down in intensity. And about 2.5 to 3 days, it should be at low tropical storm or tropical depression strength. The second cluster is a mid-range tropical storm, and that will last at that intensity for much longer, maybe even 3-4 days out at that strength, at least tropical storm force. So that is one thing that we do have to look for with this storm. It's one of the variables with this storm, so we will be keeping an eye on that. Right now, this is the infrared satellite image. You can see that there's a lot of very condensed thunderstorm activity right around the core, so I definitely see this becoming a tropical storm. It is probably at a 99% chance for me personally. And the GFS does back that up. We're going to take a look at this real quick. So, this does have a solid low pressure system forming here in the next 12 hours or so. And then we see this kind of start to intensify throughout the evening tonight and into tomorrow morning. Maximum intensity, I'm thinking, is right around here, midday tomorrow, but actually early morning to midday tomorrow is probably the peak. Then it's kind of hovering around that strength, but then eventually it does start to weaken, as of course it is moving slightly north. There's colder waters to the north, so that does make sense. But this is a pretty strong tropical system, and for early in the season, it is definitely seeming like the Eastern Pacific is much more active than the Atlantic, and that trend does not seem to be slowing down anytime soon. We keep seeing tropical waves moving from the Caribbean across Central America into the East Pacific, where they do gain a little bit of traction, a little bit of strength. that's just how everything's playing out right now. But that's all for today. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time.